You're not free to put others at risk. You don't have a freedom to be a threat to others, to threaten others. You don't have a freedom to drive drunk on a public road. And we bust you. If we find it, we bust you because you're a threat to public safety. You don't have a freedom to drive your car at night on a public road with no lights on. You're a threat to others. Justifiably, you're pulled over and given a ticket and fined or whatnot because of it. I was just set off by this another Trump liar, head of the Trump group in L.A. here. And she said Trump people were freedom-oriented. But that's a hypocritical statement from them. That's a bunch of lies from Republicans. If you were really about freedom, the freedom for women to control their own health and pregnancy issues, including whether they have abortion or not, then you'd be saying you're about freedom. If you were Republicans were really about freedom-oriented, then homosexuals, gays, would have equal rights throughout society. But they're not Republicans. Oh no, that's not who they are. This whole thing about their threat, has to be stated. You don't have a freedom to put others at risk in society so that we can live together safely. There is limits for our mutual safety, public safety. If Republicans are really about a freedom-oriented, then the Republican Party would support equal rights for blacks, Latinos, and would instead, what is the Republican Party doing? They're finding all sorts of ways to block blacks from access to the general economy and blocking blacks, Latinos, from voting. It's a bunch of lies. These Republicans that came up with this stuff about somehow the mask issue was about freedom. That's another grotesque Fox News, right-wing Alex Jones, right-wing nut Limbaugh, QAnon kind of lunacy, right-wing nuts. Because then you'd say, well, wait a minute. You do not have the freedom to put others at risk. You do not have the freedom to threaten others. And we're in the midst of a dramatic healthcare issue that is going across every sector, all the population of this country. And who are the Republicans? They're the ones who are denying COVID. Trumpy boy is the big liar that he's proven to be over and over again. There he is with COVID himself. After saying, oh, it's not a threat. Oh, you got freedom, you don't have to wear a mask. That's what Trump was saying. He said it's a hoax, remember? Against science, medical research. He just said, oh, no, you got to keep the money going, the economy. Oh, geez, no, it's not. He put you at risk. Well, he reaps what he sows. He put you at risk, and here he got COVID himself. Reap what he sows. It also goes over to the tobacco. You had a big issue about this with tobacco. We figured out you don't have a right to be a freedom with tobacco smoking to put others at risk. So we said no smoking in taverns, in restaurants, and those kind of enclosed public gatherings. Because science, research, again and again, factual stuff has stated, hey, tobacco is poisonous, toxic. And even here today, it still is a contributing factor or main factor why 400,000 Americans die every year is from tobacco poison. You don't have a freedom to put others at risk. And remember, just like Trump, Republican criminals, they're trying to tell you, oh no, there's no threat. Go back to work. Go away. Put yourself at risk. Suffer. Just keep the money coming into corporations. Just like the tobacco industry was pumping out through the 50s. You can find the ads still on the internet of their grotesque lies, where they said, the tobacco ad would say something like, 4 out of 5 doctors say smoking's okay for you. Oh yeah, who's the 4 out of 5? Who's the doctors? And you find out it was all lies. It was just propaganda, just like Trump, all lies. Just like Republicans, all lies. Facts, research kills Republicans. All they got left is lying. All they can do is rely on myth and lies. Fake Fox News, fake Alex Jones, fake Limbaugh, fake QAnon, hysteria, lies, fear. But it relies on you being gullible as well, that you buy into their lies, that you don't say, now wait a minute, am I going to believe scientific research, or am I going to buy one rich idiot who lies about everything relentlessly, and all the Republicans around him who lie about everything relentlessly? You're going to look at factual information that's based on research, documented, compared by others to say, studied by others to analyze if it's valid. That's what kills Republicans. That's why they've been so busy with generating fake news Fox. Because everybody should know. Fox News was intentionally created to be right-wing propaganda. It was not made to be news. Roger Ailes was a criminal friend of the criminal Republican Nixon, and he went out and created Fox News. And remember that it was Nixon, Republican, with his vice president, a criminal, Spiro Agnew, who had to vacate the vice presidency because he was a criminal. Nixon and Agnew were the ones who were going out and starting, the media, it just has a bias, a liberal bias, again. Why? Because the independent news media was continually finding the lies and criminality of Nixon and Spiro Agnew. Look at your history. And since then, Republicans have said, okay, let's just create our own right-wing propaganda machine. Then we can circumvent facts, research, science. And so they created fake Fox News. That's your history. And the same with Limbaugh. Same with Alex Jones. Same with QAnon. QAnon, look what it's orientated to. It's just straight about Republican propaganda. And the more fitting, because it goes on the internet type of approach, where it's all anonymous. See? Well, you can't really track back. Well, who said these? Who created these conspiracy theories of QAnon? Who put them out? Oh, it's anonymous. And you trust that it's factual when you don't know where it's coming from, who said it, what their information is? They don't produce any facts to support it. They don't, supports it? No, they can't. Intentional lies. It's just another aspect of Republican propaganda. And all of it is what Republicans have to continually do. They can't run in the public on what they actually voted on and what they did. All they can come up with was gimmicky slogans to try and deflect. Because then when you actually see them, like you actually saw the vast racist criminal Trump in that first debate clearly displayed, then you get it. If you were doubting it at all in the first place, you clearly see the criminal and liar that is everything Republican. Now remember, after that first debate with Joe Biden, Trumpy boy, before the debate, was already losing by about 8 points, right, in the polls. And the Republicans are big on riding the polls, seeing what the polls are doing. And then after that debate, which clearly showed his racist, crazy, shit-ass self that he really is, look what happened to the polls. He's suddenly losing by 12, 15%, because it showed reality, not myth. It showed reality of who he is and who Republicans are and what their agenda is. So what did the Republican Party do? You could be kind of skeptical of this whole thing about Trumpy boys suddenly getting COVID. When just 3 days after that debate, suddenly Trumpy boys got COVID going into the hospital. So that they're not going to have another debate. So they can hide Trump away from facing facts, facing you. Desperate Republicans to hide. And they rely on this insanity that now has, gotten to him supposedly, and he's got it. Reap what he sows, the big liar that he is. Where's this whole thing about masks? And the Republicans trying to tell you, it's about freedom. You need freedom. To not wear a mask, you're putting others at risk. You do not have the freedom to put others at risk. You do not have freedom to threaten others. A society like that is Republican extremism, anarchy, racism, religious fascism, justifying anything they do just because, a slogan they put out on fake Fox News. You do not have the freedom to put others at risk, folks. It's a basic part of our community, of our law. Freedom to contribute to spreading this plague, this Trump plague to other people. You do not have a freedom to put others at risk.